Hello friends, this is me, your host. Welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are well and doing great. So today I am back with another video, give a review on another books. These three books are all about mind, body and spirits. So we will see three of them in this video. So the first one which we're going to see today is Meditations for Mortals. Introduction. There are books that entertain, books that instruct, and books that accompany us through the most fundamental questions of existence. Meditations for Mortals belongs firmly in the third category. It is not merely a collection of words but a companion for reflection. An invitation to consider the fragility of human life, the inevitability of death, and the beauty of existence lived consciously. Like Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, it speaks not with the voice of a distant philosopher but with the intimacy of someone reflecting to themselves and by extension to the reader. Its message is simple but profound. We are mortals, and it is precisely this condition of mortality that makes life meaningful. In the following review, I will explore the book themes, style, and significance. I will offer a chapter by chapter look at its content, highlight strengths and limitations, compare it to related works, and reflect on the impact it can have on its readers. Central themes: death as a guide. The book begins with the sobering reminder that we are mortal. But rather than presenting this as a grim fact, the author reframes death as a teacher to remember our mortality is not to sink into despair but to awaken to the brevity of life. The book insists that memento mori, the ancient practice of remembering death, can act as a compass guiding us toward authenticity and gratitude. By facing death directly. The meditations strip away illusions. Ambition, greed, and anxiety lose their hold when placed against the certainty of mortality. This theme, repeated in multiple variations throughout the book, becomes its backbone. Mortality is not the end of meaning, but the foundation of it. The patience of presence. Another major theme is presence. The discipline of being here now. The author encourages readers to see that life is lived only in the present moment, not in remembered pasts or imagined futures. Whether describing the sensation of breath, the sound of falling rain, or the quiet company of another person, the meditation reminds us that presence transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. This emphasis connects strongly with mindfulness traditions, yet it is presented in language that feels universal, not bound to a single religion or philosophy. The search for inner peace. The meditations often return to the idea of peace, not as absence of hardship, but as a cultivated state of mind. Peace emerges through acceptance of what is, forgiveness of oneself and others, and recognition that much of what troubles us is beyond our control. The tone is not perspective but invitational. The author does not command but suggest, leaving space for the reader's own interpretation, style, and structure. The book is composed of short meditations, usually 1 to 2 pages each. This structure makes it approachable even for readers who may not be accustomed to long philosophical works. Each meditation can be read in isolation, yet collectively they weave a coherent philosophy of life and death. The writing style is lyrical without being overly poetic. There is a rhythm to the sentences, a sense of calm, as though the words themselves were designed to slow the reader down. Unlike dense philosophy, the book is written in accessible, clear language. Its simplicity is not a weakness but a deliberate choice, making it possible for the wisdom to reach a wider audience. Chapter by chapter analysis. While meditations for mortals is not divided into strict chapters in the way novels are, its reflections can be grouped into thematic clusters. Below is a chapter by chapter style exploration of its key sections. Chapter 1: Awakening to Mortality. The opening meditations confront the reader directly. You are mortal, your time is limited, and life is fragile. The tone is honest but not harsh, inviting reflection rather than fear. These passages set the stage for the book's purpose, teaching readers to embrace mortality, to embrace motivator for meaningful living. Chapter 2: The Fragility of Time. Here the focus shifts to time passages. Here the focus shifts to time. Passages reminds us that time once lost cannot be regained. The author asks readers to question how they spent their hours and whether their actions align with what truly matters. This section resonates with Stoic philosophy, where time is considered the most precious resource. Chapter 3: The Beauty of Presence. This section is filled with meditations on simple daily experiences. Watching the light on water, listening to a child's laughter, walking in silence. It encourages slowing down, noticing and savoring. The beauty lies not in extraordinary achievements, but in ordinary moments seen with clarity. Chapter 4: Struggles and Acceptance. Not all meditations are peaceful. Some address grief, loss, disappointment, and suffering. Yet the book suggests that by accepting these realities rather than resisting them, one can discover resilience and even wisdom. Chapter 5: The Practice of Letting Go. Several meditations focus on the art of letting go of control, of grudges, of unnecessary desires. The message is clear. Peace comes not from accumulating more, but from releasing what weighs us down. Chapter 6: Living with Compassion. Toward the later part of the book, compassion emerges as a theme. Mortality unites us all. Unites us all, and by recognizing this, the meditations suggest we can cultivate empathy toward others. Every position is fragile, every life temporary. Therefore, kindness matters more than pride. Chapter 7: Facing the End. The closing meditations returns directly to death. Encouraging the reader not to fear it, but to see it as a part of life's natural rhythm. Death, it insists, not as an interruption but a completion. And in accepting this, one can live with courage and serenity. Strengths: universal relevance. Mortality is a human connection. Mortality is a human connection. The book across cultures and ages. Accessibility. The writing avoids jargon, making it suitable for general readers as well as thinkers. Practical guidance. Though not a self-help manual, the meditation suggests practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and compassion. Balance of philosophy and spirituality. The text bridges rational thought and contemplative wisdom without being without being tied to a single doctrine. Reader impact. The effect of being reading Meditations for Mortals is subtle but profound. It does not overwhelm with information but slowly reshapes one's perspectives. Many readers may find themselves appreciating small moments more deeply, rethinking their relationship to time and mortality, developing greater compassion toward others. Cultivating inner peace through acceptance. The book is not one to read quickly and set aside. It invites return, becoming a companion in different stages of life, offering comfort in grief, encouragement in busyness, and perspective in aging. Conclusion. Meditation for Mortals is a quite thoughtful book that tackles life's greatest certainty, death, not with despair but with wisdom and tenderness. Its reflections are brief but potent. Designed not to be consumed all at once but absorbed slowly, like drops of water shaping stone. The book's strength lies in its simplicity, its universality, and its ability to turn mortality from a source of fear into a source of meaning. While it may not satisfy readers looking for academic argument, it will deeply resonate with those seeking guidance for living with awareness and peace. Final verdict: a timeless, compassionate companion for all who seek to live more fully and die more wisely. So, the next book which we're going to see today in this video is Stop Overthinking, 23 Techniques to Relieve Stress, Stop Negative Spirals, Declutter Your Mind, and Focus on the Present. Introduction. The modern epidemic of overthinking. Overthinking has silently become one of the most pervasive mental health struggles of our age. Unlike external problems such as lack of resources or visible crisis, overthinking is an invisible mental habit. It gnaws at individuals quietly, often hidden beneath what looks like busyness, ambition, or careful planning. It is the replying of past mistakes, obsession with future what ifs, the inability to shut off the mind when the body lags for rest. The book stops overthinking 23 techniques to relieve stress, stop negative spirals, declutter your mind, and focus on the present. Is written precisely for this modern audience. Its purpose is clear: to provide a toolbox of practical strategies to calm racing thoughts, challenge cognitive distortions, and reclaim focus. Rather than offering abstract philosophy or complicated therapy models, the book presents 23 straightforward, actionable techniques that can be integrated into daily life without advanced training. This review will take an in-depth look at the book's themes, techniques, strengths, limitations, and broader impact. In doing so, it will not only summarize the book but also critically evaluate its effectiveness, explore its relevance to modern challenges, and highlight how readers might benefit from applying its ideas. Framing the problem: what is overthinking? The book begins with a crucial clarification. Overthinking is not the same as deep thinking. Reflection, problem solving, and planning are healthy mental activities. Overthinking, however, is the repetitive, unproductive cycle of thoughts that fixates on past regrets, on hypothetical scenarios, magnifies small concerns into overwhelming problems, prevents action by creating mental paralysis, triggers anxiety, and stress without yielding solutions. By defining the problem so clearly, the author prevents readers from mistaking wisdom for worry. Overthinking is not intelligence, it is mental clutter disguised as preparation. The author identifies four common drivers of fear of uncertainty, the desire to predict and control outcomes, perfection, the belief that every decision must be flawless, low self trust, doubting one's own judgment and replaying decisions, in information overload, the modern plague of digital distraction and endless choices. With this diagnosis in place, the book moves into its practical heart. 23 techniques that directly interrupt and retrain their mind. Detailed exploration of the 23 techniques. The techniques can be grounded into 5 broad categories: grounding, cognitive reframing, decluttering, mindfulness, and long term habits. Below, I expand on each one, illustrating how it works and how it might apply in real life. Grounding and presence techniques. 5 4 3 2 1 grounding. Example: during a stressful work presentation, instead of spiraling about failure, you shift attention to 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, and so forth. The mind anchors in reality, not anxiety. Box breathing, used by Navy SEALs to manage stress under pressure. This technique restores balance to the nervous system. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Each for 4 counts. Simple but powerful. Body scan meditation. Many overthinkers can tension physically in clenched jaws, stiff shoulders, or shallow breathing. A body scan shifts awareness from the mind to the body, releasing stress. Scheduled worry time. Instead of worrying all day, the reader sets aside 20 minutes in the evening specifically for worries. Reflection. These techniques functions as emergency brakes, tools to stop spirals in the moment. While they don't remove root causes, they are life-saving in times of panic or racing thoughts. Long-term habits, morning and evening routines. Structure reduces decision fatigues. A simple routine removes mental clutter from daily choices. Exercise and movement. Physical activity clears mental fog and channels anxious energy into the body. Sleep hygiene. Sleep deprivation magnifies overthinking. Prioritizing rest improves mental clarity. Micro meditations. Short pauses like 1 minute breaths between tasks prevent buildup of stress throughout the day. Reflection. These habits serves as preventive medicine. They reduce the likelihood of overthinking in the first place. Strengths. Practicality. Every technique is concrete and accessible. Comprehensiveness covers both immediate tools and long-term strategies. Psychological soundness draws from CBT, mindfulness, and stoicism. Flexible design. Emphasizes growth, not blame. Conclusion. Stop Overthink 23 techniques succeed in what it sets out to do. It is not a deep psychological textbook, not a lofty psychological treatise, but rather but rather while it cannot replace therapy for severe anxiety, it provides life-changing tools for everyday overthinking. In a world that constantly pulls our minds in 1,000 directions, this book reminds us of some things. Peace is possible not by silencing thought entirely, but by learning how to think wisely, not endlessly. So the last book which we're going to see today in this video is the Calm Yourself, Easy Everyday Ways for Busy People to Combat Stress. Stress has become the invisible currency of the 21st century. From constant notifications and tight deadlines, to family responsibilities and financial pressure, modern life rarely leaves room for stillness. The phrase too busy to relax captures the paradox of our time. The more overwhelmed we become, the more we ignore the very practices that would restore our energy and balance. Calm yourself, easy every days for busy people to combat stress positions itself directly in this paradox. It is not about a book abandoning modern life, or retreating into long hours of meditation. Rather, it is a guide to practical, accessible strategies that anyone, regardless of schedule, can integrate into daily life. The author's central message is a simple but profound. Calmness is not the absence of activity, but the presence of intentional habits that prevents stress from becoming overwhelming. This review explores the themes, structure, and strengths and limitations of the book while reflecting on its relevance in today's fast-paced society. Overview of the book's approach. The book is structured around a central idea: small, everyday interventions can transform stress into manageable energy. Unlike many self help books that demand radical lifestyle shifts, Calm Yourself emphasizes techniques that are practical, brief, and realistic for busy people. The strategies are divided into categories: quick fixes for immediate calm, short practices that can be done in minutes, mindset shifts, cognitive tools that reshape the way stress is perceived, lifestyle adjustments, longer term habits that reduce the likelihood of burnout, emotional awareness, techniques for acknowledging, not suppressing stress. Practical boundaries, learning when and how to say no without guilt. The structure allows readers to dip in and out of chapters based on need. Which mirrors the busy lifestyle the book is written for. Key themes and techniques: stress as a natural response. The book with an important reframe: stress is not merely stress is not merely inherently bad. Stress is the body's natural response to challenge. The problem arises when stress becomes chronic, leaving no room for recovery. This framing is empowering. It prevents readers from feeling like stress is a signal that body needs balance. Quick techniques for everyday calm. Busy readers often lack time for long meditation sessions or retreats. The book offers micro strategies such as 3 deep breaths rule. Before sending an email, answering a call, or entering a meeting, pause to take 3 deliberate breaths. The 30-second stretch. A minute of stretching at your desk can reset muscle tension and reduce mental fatigue. Mini digital detoxes. Putting the phone away for 10 minutes at lunch or before bed can dramatically reduce overstimulation. These quick techniques are desperately simple, but the book highlights research showing their effectiveness in reducing cortisol and calming the nervous system. Shifting the mindset around stress. The book explains that much of our stress comes not from events themselves, but from the stories we tell ourselves about them. For example, a delayed train is stressful only if we add the thought, "This will ruin my day." Some mindset tools include reframing, asking what I can control in this moment, instead of focusing on what's out of reach. The pause principle, delaying reactions to stressors by a few seconds to avoid impulsive impulsive constant sleep patterns. Recognizes sleep as the foundation of emotional resilience. These habits may sound obvious, but the book frames them as non-negotiable forms of self-care, especially for people who think they are too busy for them. Strengths of the book. Accessibility. The techniques are short, simple, and realistic for even the busiest readers. Science informed. While not overly academic, the book draws on psychology and stress research in plain language. Reader-friendly design. Short chapters make it easy to read in small doses. Ironically, exactly how busy readers consume books. Holistic approach combines physical, emotional, cognitive and lifestyle strategies. Empowering tone encourages readers without overwhelming them with unrealistic expectations. Conclusion. Reader impact. The practicality of the book is its greatest asset. Readers can pick up a single strategy and apply it immediately, often noticing results within minutes. For example, a teacher by overwhelmed by grading finds calm through the scheduled breaks approach. A corporate professional prevents burnout by practicing 10 minutes of stretching and journaling daily. A busy parent reduces nighttime anxiety by swapping screen time for 3 deep breaths before bed. The cumulative effect of small changes fosters not only calmer moments but also a calmer lifestyle. Conclusion. A practical path to everyday calm. Calm yourself. Easy everyday ways for busy people to combat stress delivers exactly what it promises. Practical, accessible strategies to reduce stress in everyday life. It avoids the trap of overcomplication and instead emphasizes realistic tools for ordinary people with limited time. Its main strength lies in its simplicity and applicability. For those seeking advanced psychological theory, it may seem lightweight, but for its intended audience, busy professionals, parents, students, and anyone juggling multiple roles, it provides a lifeline of calm. Ultimately, the book reinforces a timeless truth. Calmness is not a luxury reserved for the few with free time. It is a discipline, a mindset, and a series of small, intentional actions, all of which are possible even for the busiest among us. So, this is all we have from these three of the books, from the mind, body, spirit themes books. I hope you guys like the book, like the information that we get from these books. If you did, don't forget to press the like button. And if you wanted to suggest any other book for a review, you can tell me in the comment section. You can buy all these best-selling books on our Amazon page. So I'll be back with another videos with another books to give a review on. Till then, just take care and goodbye.